So this first polo of my bright coloured polo collection, not that this is very bright but it does have a stripe on it, so I did put it in this section, is from QJ Riding Wear. I showed it in my last haul. It has a 5 on the sleeve here, it's just blank on the other. It has the really nice big bright QJ crescent and this big bright ocean blue stripe or sky blue stripe, which looks absolutely gorgeous, and then this kind of white on the collar here, which looks great, and then it's just completely plain navy on the back. So this is my other QJ Riding Wear polo. You can see just how much difference and how much improvement the QJ brand goes through with each change in clothing. This one was brought out about 6 months ago, and the one that I just showed you before was brought out about a month ago, and you can see just how different the crescent looks. It looks so much better improved, and I love seeing just how different each one of her clothing items get. They just improve so much with every single new piece of clothing. So as you can see, it has another 5 on the sleeve here, this time in red, and then the white stripe down in the middle, and then the little white addition on the collar, and then it is just completely, once again, completely navy on the back. So this is another polo that I got from the US. I got it obviously in New York City. It's the title New York City on it. I love this polo. It just adds this really nice effect by having these bright red stripes down the side. Then it's got the United States Polo Association, I'm assuming. And then, oh yep, US Polo Association. So yeah, it's probably that. It is not Ralph Lauren. It is by US Polo Association. And then it has 3 on this sleeve, and it's just blank on the other sleeve. It's a really nice polo to wear and very slim fit with this. It's quite a nice fabric. You can actually feel the seam of these bits underneath when you're wearing it, which isn't quite so comfortable. And you can feel the seam of this, which, as I say, isn't that comfortable, but you don't really notice it unless you kind of are looking for it. So it's a nice polo though, and I really like wearing it. Like the first one that I showed you in the part 1, which was the neutral colours and blah blah blah, this is from the Adelaide 3-day event merchandise. I got this in 2012, and I think they're still selling them each year. I'm not too sure, but they definitely have leftovers, I think, so you could probably pick one up from the website if you want. I will link that below. So it obviously has in very cursive writing Adelaide along it, and then this bright blue stripe, which is kind of this, I don't know, quite a murky blue colour. It's not as nice. It's not as nice as the QJ stripe on it. And then it's got the Adelaide International 3-day event, blah blah blah, and then HSBC, which no longer sponsors them, and the FEI Classics, because it is the only FEI Classic, only of 4 or 5 FEI Classics in the world. And then it has this jumping horse over the 4 stars on under the collar here, and then it's just got the again that blue theme on it, blue, and then it's got the 4 stars on the back, again emphasizing that it's the only 4-star in the Southern Hemisphere. So this is just a very classic polo. I think it was one of the first polos that I actually started wearing when I was riding, because I used to just wear t-shirts and stuff, but now I've started wearing these. So this one again is from US Polo Association. I absolutely adore this polo so much. I can actually use it for my cross country because my cross country colour is this bright ocean blue, and then obviously this polo has that hint of green along it, and then this really nice big crescent on it, and then it has the white shoulder here and blue with a letter 3, a number 3 should I say, and then it's just completely bright ocean blue on the back. And then this collar has just bright green underneath it. So this next one is again from US Polo Association. I love this polo. It's got this hint of bright hot pink along it, and then the crescent here, it's this really nice sky, like light sky blue with hints of navy and then hot pink and a bit of green here and there. Even it shows just the masses of attention to detail because it's got like the buttons are sewn on with this matching green which matches the number 1 on the back. One on the back is the number 1 clearly, and then it also has 1 on this sleeve and nothing on the other sleeve. Then it has this bright hot pink again tinge underneath the collar. So this next polo, I don't actually again know where this came from. I know it was made in Bangladesh and I know it's from Circuit or something, but I don't know where it's from other than that. It is this really nice light, really super light, interesting kind of blue colour, and it's just got this, apparently Circuit made it, so it's got their symbol on the left hand side and it's just pretty simple. So I absolutely love this next polo. It is again US Polo Association. It has these bright, or not really bright, but these very vivid 2 navy stripes down this side, and then in red and navy theme it has the red crescent, and it's got a 3 outline, navy outlined with red and England on it, Great Britain on it. I got this polo because I have British roots and blah blah blah, and it was a really nice polo, so I picked it up because all the polos were incredibly cheap because they were like mid-year sales or something. So I picked this one up, and then on the back, England. So this polo is a fake Ralph Lauren polo that I picked up in Bali many years ago. It has a red Ralph Lauren logo here, and as you can probably tell, I did tie-dye it. Because it's not 100% cotton, the dye didn't completely mix with the shirt, but I didn't really want it to because I wanted to give it this faded effect, so I just dyed it, and it came out this kind of, you can kind of tell it's tie-dyed but not really, it's just kind of awkwardly multicolored kind of. I do quite like the effect and I do occasionally wear it in summer, and you can do this too, I'm sure, if you feel like dyeing your polos. So if you couldn't already tell, this polo is also tie-dyed or just dyed in general. I have done a lot with tie-dyeing, and I actually do tie-dye saddle blankets occasionally, but I got it on a really cheap website, and then I got a dye which it will dye every sort of fabric, and I believe it even dyes certain woods and stuff, so it completely worked with this polo and it dyed quite nicely. So I probably would have done this again if I was selling it, but I am just keeping it for myself and I don't ride in it too often, so I kind of just left it this kind of, I don't know, not quite completely dyed very well, but dyed nonetheless, and very bright and very colourful. So this polo is another tie-dyed polo. This is much more traditionally tie-dyed. It's quite hard to actually dye these sort of polos because the fabric is so thick, and with the spray I use, the dye I use, it is a spray, and so it's quite hard to get into everything. So as you can see, the sort of twirling effect didn't really work, and it would take a lot more steps than just one to do this sort of polo, but I do quite like the effect it was given. I did check the label and it says Sportage Australia is where I got these polos from. They have every size from 6 through to very big, so so you can double check on that. But I really like this sort of polo. It's just kind of, you know, you can just throw it on for summer and it gives this nice, not too colourful, but colourful effect nonetheless. So surprise, surprise, this is another tie-dyed polo. I just checked the label of this one and it is 100% cotton. So this was actually dyed with a dye that you can just find at craft stores and here and there. So this was just done with quite a cheap dye, but it did still give that quite, I don't know, quite colourful effect, like unlike the one that wasn't 100% cotton. But this is just another nice blue and pink polo, which I just did in my spare time. So this next polo I have had for a billion years. It is Ariat and I still really love it. It is obviously navy, white and red, very classical colours. Has a very large Ariat crescent on it and has Ariat on this arm here. And then it is just exactly the same on the back. So this next one is another polo from work. It is the tractor shed sale, if you couldn't read that. Yeah, it's just pretty much quite a large polo, which I use to work in when the tractor shed sale is on at the winery. So just this bright red polo. And then it has on the back, tractorshedwinesale.com in case you wanted to head over and get some wine. Don't drink unless you're of age, please. Now this next polo is actually a very classic polo from when I was 9 and I first started playing netball. I don't actually play netball, I stopped last year. But I found this polo and it actually fits me right now, so it shows just how big it was when I was 9. So it's from the Thunderbirds? No, of course not. Thunderettes. That's what it's got on the side. It's got obviously Thunderbolts all on the side and yellow collar. I don't actually use this one too much. It's pretty much just when I feel like wearing something a bit different. So it's quite a nice green colour, green and yellow colour. Yeah, so cool polo, Hannah. So I'm more or less doing this one as a joke. This is actually when I first started school. I used this in year 1, year 2, and I think they pulled it out in year 3 because they changed it up. But this is actually my school shirt from when I was young, from when I did PE. I used to wear this and it still fits, barely, but it is my only yellow polo, so I guess I would wear it if I had a yellow set on, so that's kind of cute. So it's got my school logo on it and it fits me, which is a bit weird, but yeah, cool polo, another cool polo. So once again, this is another winery polo. It is from McLaren Vale Winemakers. It's this actually really nice bright green colour. And it's got McLaren Vale Winemakers on the side, on that, on the sleeve there, and then again on here, and it's just a really nice polo for, I don't know, the summer, I guess. And this polo is again from the US and one of my absolute favourites of all time. It is Tommy Hilfiger and it is this absolute gorgeous green apple kind of colour, just a subtle green apple. Only problem I've had with it is these buttons tend to gradually undo, and because this last button is literally down here, you can see everything pretty much in this polo when the buttons are undone. But yeah, it's really nice polo and really snugly fitting and very nice to wear. So these next few haven't actually been ironed, so please excuse that. This is another one from Sportage Australia, which is a really cheap online outlet for polos and all those kind of unbranded things like that. So this used to be my cross-country polo until I got another one. This is an absolutely gorgeous bright sky blue / ocean blue colour, and it's just a very simple polo, which is actually quite comfortable and pretty bloody good considering it was about $6. Now this is my updated cross-country polo. As you can see, it is the exact same colour, but it is by Kingsland, which is quite expensive. So you go from a $6 polo to about a $75 polo. So this is obviously, it's got the bright red Kingsland logo on the side here, and then it has a crown on this sleeve and a nothing on the other sleeve. But I do like how in cross country you can see this crown here and there on photos, so that looks kind of cool. But as you can tell, this fabric is so much more comfortable and so much thinner, which is great for cross country. So if you couldn't already tell, this is another one from US Polo Association. This is probably one of my absolute favourites / go-to polos that are kind of dark coloured. It's this vibrant hot pink mixed with white mixed with black, and it has these two massive crescents either side, which gives a great detailed effect. And then on the back it has one, and then on this sleeve it also has one, and nothing on the other sleeve. Look at that detail. Look at the detail. So nice. So nice. So I have to be quiet for the next one because people turned up at my house and they're just outside the window. So that was literally the scariest experience of my life. I was just getting changed into this last polo, and then the gardener came. The gardener and his son came up, and I was like, oh no. So I couldn't talk through this last one, but it is a Jules polo. And the last thing, I did miss out on at least one polo. I do know that because I was wearing my Tommy Hilfiger grey polo yesterday, it was not in it because it was in the wash, so you didn't get to see that one, but it was just the same as that last Tommy Hilfiger one, which is like apple green, so it's exactly the same as that one but in this really nice grey. I'm sure you'll see it around the place, and I might have missed out on a few others because I have so many polos, but I'm sure, I hope that you kind of enjoyed that video, and I hope you enjoyed this video, should I say, and I'll see you next week, maybe with a saddle collection video. We'll see how many likes this one can get. Get this one to, how many likes? 80 likes in the next 2 days, and next week I'll upload my saddle collection video. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye.